entire lives until we were about 4 or 5 years old. And then we started learning this other way of kind of exploiting the earth and each other. And a lot of what Dave was talking about was so beautiful. I resonate so much. I mean, I could have sat right next to him and had the same conversation with him. Because what are we talking about here today? Like, why are we here? We are here to celebrate the mother of us all. This is Mother's Day for everyone. This is the day that we come together to celebrate the earth, to celebrate the land that provides, the Aina, as Dave said. And the Aina isn't just the land. The Aina is that which provides. So the ocean is the Aina. The land is the Aina, that which gives to us, which feeds us, which nourishes us. Our Ohana gives to us in the same way. So we're reconnecting with this natural way of living. We are learning a new way to live because we've all been there on the mainland. We've all done the Babylon thing. And we've seen that maybe it's not the way that we want to be living. And that's why we're here. I've done that and succeeded. I went to the Hollywood Film Institute. I worked in the film industry in Hollywood for 7 years. I drove a Mercedes and had a condo and succeeded by Babylon standards. And guess what? It didn't leave me feeling satisfied. It didn't make me happy. Now I live in the jungle. I don't wear shoes. I barely wear clothes. I grow most of the food that I eat. I give away a ton of food. I don't charge for what I do. I don't get paid for what I do. But I am so satisfied and I'm so rich. I'm rich because I don't do anything I don't want to do. And I can afford to give to others. And now what does that mean? You know, like I say, I ran this kitchen, I feed people. Well, some people have millions of dollars and drive Teslas and live on Maui, and they still don't have enough. And it's this concept of enough. When do you have enough? I lived on the streets in a van with my friends, and we had so much, man. We could spend every day on the beach in the ocean. We lived like kings. My dad raised me to say, the man who's truly king is the man who can afford to buy his own time. So how many of us here have to sell our time to do something that we don't want to do? We have to sell it just to keep going, just to like sustain ourselves. Well, tell you what, I believe, and I've seen, that food is free. Food can be free. Rent is free. Rent can be free. Water is free. Water can be free. For thousands and thousands of years, this is the way that we lived as human beings. And something has taken us away from this and this separation. And what I believe that it is our separation from the earth, our connection to nature, to our natural way of being. And the more that I can connect to that, the more that I have connected to the earth, the more that I feel rich and abundant, and the more that I can give freely. I, as one man, can grow enough food to feed 20 or 30 people. They say that there is the equivalent of about 60 human beings that take care of the average American. So all of us wear these clothes and drive cars, and somebody grows our food, somebody pumps our gas, someone makes our clothes. And that's not bad. We're meant to be social creatures and depend on each other. But how do I lessen that number so that it equals the amount of people that I take care of? So I can get my clothes at thrift stores. People gift me my clothes. I can make my own clothes or learn how to weave. I can grow my own food. And so now the number of people that I depend on to pump my gas is equal or less than the amount of people that I can take care of. And so this is what I'm talking about, is nothing nothing new. This is an old ancient concept of community, our common unity, and coming together as human beings to share and support each other. Not in exploitation, but giving naturally from the heart in a way that feels so good. I don't do anything that I don't want to do. I do what I really feel passionate about, and no one has to ask me to do it. For 5 years, I owned a farm in Palm Springs. And eventually when I left, I gave that farm away. I signed it over to the 10 people that lived with me and I put it in their name. And then I started traveling and I was gifted an RV and I ran this kitchen out of it. And the way I ran my farm was that. I realized that if somebody's doing what they love to do, they don't have to be asked to do it, and they'll work 10 times harder doing it. So I'm sure there's something that you all love to do that no one has to ask you to do. You're just gonna get up and start doing it. And for some people, it's the dishes. Honestly, like I've met those people that are just like, I love to do dishes, I'm gonna do that. Like, it's great, I love dishes too. For me, it's music and food, and all these things are passions. You don't have to ask me to do it, I'm gonna give freely from my heart. And so what I would implore all of you to do, and what everyone to do, is find that thing within you that no one has to ask you to do, that you're going to do because you love doing it, and start doing it. Start doing it and giving it for free to everyone all around you. And people will give to you so that you can keep giving to them. So when I ran this RV and I traveled around the country feeding people, I didn't pay for gas. I went to the gas station and I said, I run this kitchen, it's all donation based, and I feed thousands of people. And I would ask that if, I said, the donations don't pay for the gas. And so if you want to help me do this, help me with some gas so that I can keep feeding people. And they said, I don't have any money. And I said, okay, well, I don't want money. I just want gas so that I can keep feeding people. And they said, you just want gas? They said, yeah. And I said, okay, well, pull up to the pump. We'll fill you up. And so I traveled through 11 states and fed thousands of people without spending $1 or touching a dollar bill. And it's really tapping into the form of this natural giving, helping people feel really good to support you to do what you do. I know people that are farmers and musicians and painters and weavers sitting in the audience right in front of me who do what they love from their heart, and it shows in their work. I study nonviolent communication, and they say, don't do anything that's not play. Anything that we do from an energy to make people like us, or a fear of punishment, everybody suffers. We all know what that's like. If you make somebody do something, they're like, and then they're not going to be happy while they're doing it. And the work they're getting out of it sucks, so nobody's happy. But if somebody loves doing it, they're going to be stoked to do it, and it's going to show in what they're doing. So how do we find a world where we can all align to the thing that we feel really awesome about doing and then do it? That's the key. That's the magic. So I implore all of you to do that and support each other to continue to do that. This is the way the earth gives to us. So we're talking about food sovereignty. We're talking about sacred economics. We're talking about the earth and celebrating it. Dave brought up a really interesting fact in his last talk, for those of you who didn't catch it. He said, right now, Maui, you guys, get 90% of your food from boats that come here. So if the boats stopped coming when COVID happened, everybody was freaking out. What are we going to do? How are we going to Mana Foods? Well, guess what? Before the white people came here, they ate that. They ate kalo, they ate breadfruit, they ate the canoe crops. 90% of their food was grown here. And guess what? There was a larger population at that point. So the Hawaiians were able to support more people by growing their own food here than we can now. So we have modern technology and cell phones and all of this, and yet we are still failing to do what these ancient Hawaiians have been doing for thousands of years before we got here. So connecting to the earth, eating the Aina foods, that's a big part of it. I live in a community where we don't use toilet paper. I live in a community where we don't generate trash. We don't have a trash can. Everything that we make from the community, we make and we use, and it goes back to the earth. This is a huge proponent of permaculture. We've all heard this word, permaculture. Okay, sustainability. Well, let's be real here. Nothing is sustainable. Like, none of this is sustainable. This is all going to go back to the earth. So how do we lessen that number of people taking care of us? How do we connect more directly to the earth? How do we, instead of maybe importing rice, you're making banana rice from raw bananas. You're making your own coconut cream and coconut cheese. Who's had coconut durian cheese from the Aina? You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys, you are not going to put better things in your body than the food that we are growing here. So how do we get connected to that food? That's a big problem. We live on this side of the island. There aren't that many farms. Where I live, everybody grows their own food. We don't have stores out there, but we don't really need stores on that side of the island because we have farms, because we have the earth. So a big part of that is connecting to the earth, connecting to our community. Those of you who know me know that I love food, and I love food, not bombs. I have cooked with food, not bombs since I've been here on Maui. I was homeless living in a van, and I saw people getting fed, and I said, how do I help you? And before I knew it, I was running Food Not Bombs. Me and Jeremy and David did it for years on this island. And then Steve came, and Dave, and we started organizations that feed hundreds of people every single day across the island here on Maui. We grow food on land that was given to us for free. We have 108 acres on 12 different garden plots that we grow food that we give away. All of it is volunteer based. The people who grow the food get paid in food. The people that deliver the food get paid in food. So like I'm saying, this is the way the earth works. Food is free. We help each other. We give. This banana is going to give you bananas because it loves to give bananas. It is literally programmed. Its entire life, its whole purpose is to grow and give bananas. This man right here loves to play music and drink cacao, and he's just going to play music and drink cacao. No one's going to have to ask him to do it. And if you stand close to him, you're going to hear his music and probably drink some of his cacao. And it's the same with this banana. So there's something in you. Tula is a weaver. If you sit next to her, she's going to weave you a water bottle holder. Hope is a painter. If you sit next to her, she's going to paint you a painting or draw you something. Karuna is a farmer. I mean, like, all of us, you guys have these superpowers that just, it feels so good to do. And somehow we stop and say, I'll only give to you if you give to me. But instead we could say, I will give to you, and I would ask that you give to me so I can keep giving to others. I don't have to mulch this banana. It's going to keep doing that. But if I love it, it'll give me more and more and more bananas. So the way we connect to each other, the way that we mulch ourselves and each other and share this energy and detach ourselves from a material value of things, there has to be a fixed amount. Value is variable. Things are worth different amounts to different people. So understanding that and loosening up this attachment to that things have to be a certain way, or I will only give to you if you give to me. I will give to you even if you don't give to me. Because I know how the world works, and it's not a direct exchange. It is an offering that I give because I have enough. Because I have more than enough. And I've lived homeless on the streets and still had way more than enough. And like we said earlier with the people with Teslas, they don't have enough and will maybe never have enough. And that's why they keep accumulating and accumulating. Not that it's bad to have money or bad to have Teslas, but understand where your cup ends. Understand how to fill your cup and how to have it overflow to others. And start there. Start by giving to yourself. Start by loving yourself. And then find your offering. Find your superpower. For those of you who know me, know that I organize gatherings here on Maui. I used to do a large festival here on Maui called Be Here Maui. And it's a free, open source gathering where people are encouraged to come and share their offerings, much like this. It was totally free, and nobody got paid to do it, but hundreds and hundreds of people came to be a part of it. And what did it allow us to do is it allowed us to find and tap into our superpower and have literally a stage to share it. Have a place to hold your healing ceremony. Have a place to share your music. Have a place to gift your offering and receive the offerings of others. And this is an example of how we can live our lives, how we can connect and create this commerce that is holistic, that is actually incorporating everyone in it and not seeing you and I as separate people, separate families, separate entities. It's the same with the earth. Sacred economics is not seeing the earth as separate from us. It's not something that is unpredictable and scary. It is something that we are. We are a part of the earth. We are a part of this system. We are going back to this system. We are embodying these bodies and these cells temporarily, but we are no different from all of this. And so seeing that and understanding that direct connection that we have to the earth really helps me give and receive in a way that is not possible in a way that I can think I need to take and exploit. I need to take and make this. I need to get for me because if not, I won't be held. Well, guess what? I'm your brother. I will help you. And there are all of these people here that will do the same. And actually there are 7 or maybe 8 billion people now on the planet who we are all here together. Same team, human. So when we look at it in this way, it really resembles a lot of the way that our tribal peoples used to live. The Hawaiians don't have a word for friend because they don't have a differentiation. Why would anybody not be my friend? Everyone is my family. You're my brothers and sisters and my cousins. What do you mean, friend? Like, of course you're my friend. Of course you're my family. So seeing this oneness and this connection between everyone, seeing this ohana is work in Hawaiian. Ohana are the people we work with, the people that we work next to and we live and work with. So maybe I'm not your blood. Maybe you're not my blood sister, my blood brother, my blood mother. but you are my ohana. You are my tribe. We are here on this island in the middle of the ocean because fate has brought us together to live here. Because our paths, our vibrations, our destinies, our choices to live a new way have brought us together here. And we have a golden opportunity to find a new way to live and to embody that. And part of that is the way that we give. We give food away, we grow food, we give our music, we give our knowledge, we share our plant medicines. We do this in a way because we believe that there is another way to live, other than the way we have been living in the mainland, other than this way of separation, of monetization, other than this way of exploitation. We can look at the people who are living in the jungles now. As humans, we think everybody lives this way. As Americans, we think everybody drives a car. Everyone is raised with a cell phone. Well, guess what? 51% of the people don't wear shoes. 51% of human beings on the planet cannot afford shoes. So there are still tribes of human beings that we are still finding that are living their natural life in the earth, in the jungle, doing this way. So our world is like just expanding. We're like, whoa, we haven't discovered all the creatures or all the plants or insects. Like Dave was saying, I brought some kalo that grows in the river next to me that only is found there. Nowhere else is it found. So to really start to see who we are, to really start to see what the earth is, we're really returning to this way of living that is, it's this ancient future. You don't have to throw your cell phones away. Although where I live, they don't like EMFs and they don't use cell phones. But we can find a way to take these ancient ways and find a new way to live with them. So how do we do that? How do we lessen our impact on the earth? How do we lessen that small village somewhere that supports my everyday life? So I can listen to Spotify, so I can go to the beach, so I can drink a smoothie. There's a whole small village somewhere of people in third world countries slaving away for me to do that. So when I realized that, I was like, holy shit, you guys, like, I'm causing suffering. You know, I could ease so much suffering in this world just by connecting to the earth myself. And everyone has some small way they can do that. Even if it's taking food out of the dumpsters and feeding homeless people with it, even if it's working out in a community garden, even if it's learning a little bit about how we can sustain ourselves from the earth. I came here today and I thought, man, how can I really give you guys something that you can walk away with to actually incorporate into your life? I could say, go to Home Depot and buy a bidet and install it on your toilet and stop using toilet paper. Stop cutting down trees just to shit on them. You don't have to do that. It is much cleaner. I could tell you, actually, you could be using that poop and composting it and fertilizing it and completing the loop in your system. Instead of flushing it away and creating toxic waste, you could be creating fertilizer that is growing these bananas that is actually feeding you. So learning how to close that loop, learning how to understand that there is no away. Humans are the only animal that believes in this place called away in which we throw things. That trash can right there doesn't go someplace magic. You know where it goes? It goes to the middle of the island where there's a huge mountain of trash. It gets thrown on top of that pile. So everything stays here. Everything is here. There's no away. So think about that. When you buy something, when my grandma used to go to the store to buy a box or like a bag of rice, they would look at the bag and like what it's made out of and the fabric, and they'd think, okay, cool. After I eat that rice, I'm gonna make a dress out of that bag. You know, we're gonna reuse that, it's gonna get passed down. They understand that. When I go to the store and I buy something, I think, is this plastic? Is this glass? Can I use that glass later? Could I bring my own bag? And just those conscious decisions, understanding this effect on a global scale and the local scale. You know, like I said, dude, drive on Pu'unene. You'll see the dump. You'll see a huge mesh fence with trash bags. It's the second Haleakala, as people call it. So what can we do here? This is beautiful what they're doing. Bring your own cup, bring your own bowl. When I ate food today, I grabbed a tea leaf and put it on my tea leaf, and then I wrapped my compost in and tossed it in the jungle. Done. No water, no trash, nothing. So what can we do in our everyday life? I'm going to implore you to take one day out of your life and don't generate any trash for one day. And see how hard that is. Go to Mana Foods. Eat your food. Don't generate any trash. Just try it. You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna eat way healthier. You're gonna feel way better. It's gonna be better for you, better for the earth, better for everyone involved. Better for everyone in that system of food distribution, from the toxic chemicals that go in the earth to make the food, from the carbon footprint of growing that food to ship it here to us. So when we start looking at this way, how we can align in a vibration that actually creates harmony with ourselves and throughout the earth, all of a sudden everything starts to change. So like you said, this is a really deep concept that's hard to expound upon in 30 minutes. I'd invite you to take a good look at yourself, to take a really good look at your life and see how you can start to connect directly to the earth. If it means go to the beach and lay naked, do that. If it means take one day where you don't generate trash, do that. If it means carry your own spoon and cup, do that. But find a way which you can lessen that number of people that takes care of you to live your life, so that we can live as adults, as sovereign human beings on this planet, supporting ourselves, and know and feel what that feels like, because that feeling is greater than anything else. I feel sovereign and free and empowered and rich, not because of my bank account, not because of my car, not because of my skill set, which is vast, but it's because I have a direct connection with the earth. I can walk into the jungle and spend weeks and weeks and weeks and have no problem and thrive and come back and have some music and songs and stories to tell you guys. So find the way that you can do that. Find a way that you can connect in some way, through a friend, through their garden, through the earth, through the many organizations that exist here on Maui, to help create a more sustainable future for us all, for our children. The future isn't promised to anyone. And this time isn't gifted to us. This is on loan from our children and from our grandchildren, from their grandchildren. And our time here isn't for us. We didn't do anything to get here. Your grandparents and their parents did things to get you here right now. Everything that's ever happened in your life has happened so that you could be here right now in this moment. And this moment isn't for you. This moment is for everyone in the future that's coming after you. So while we are here, we have this ability to affect change. And everything that we do in our life affects this change. So I will ask you to take one day of the next month to try to generate no trash and see how hard that is. See what that feels like. See what kind of changes affect in your life. Aho, please. I am so passionate about this. Like I said, I can go on for hours and hours and hours about this. And if you guys are really interested, come farm with me. Come hang out in Kipahulu. Every Sunday we do a potluck, sauna, song circle. We play soccer with Woody Harrelson. It's an awesome flow. If you guys are interested in connecting more with the earth and you want to grow your own food, you want some plants or seeds, I brought a ton of stuff from the jungle to give away. You can start your own permaculture forest with what I brought here. So once again, my name is Benji Fox, and it's a pleasure to stand here and to share with you all. Thank you for listening. Mahalo. Start over? Yeah, okay. Hi, I'm